let's have a look at this unit here. We've got ourselves two hardware units that you can buy from RealSimGear. The lower one is the 430, the GNS430, and the top one here is the GNS530. Both of these hardware units, or what they call bezels, they are bezels with a display, are provided by RealSimGear.com. Now, in both of these, you'll see that many of our aircraft have both of these units in them. So many of us who are training or practicing procedures, we want to have real clickable dials in front of us. You can easily use these two screens in your flight simulator, but you've got to use your mouse and you've got to go and click on the screen and try and twist your dials and all the rest of it. So this gives us that tactile feedback. This gives us the real clickable interface. As you can see over here in the left side, I'm moving the COM frequency. Here I'm going to change it to 118.2, and then I'm going to flip it up into the live one. Now that might be hard to read on your screen because it's kind of a light color, but it's certainly very vivid here in a dark blue and a white. Now this is your main panel here and your home screen, as they call it. And if you've used this type of unit before, you'll notice that you've got the outer dial here will manage your groups of pages, and your inner dial will move through the pages, and they're all clickable. And I think that's the most important part of all of this, is that you're paying for the clickable screen. I want to go to flight plan and click on flight plan, and it shows me my flight plan. I want to click on procedure, and it shows me procedures I can select. Now, hitting that clear button certainly brings you back to this menu. No matter what menu you're on, of course, holding the clear button gets you back here. Now, this is your moving map display. Let me just resume my flight here, and then you'll see that it's showing me my path to wherever my flight plan is set or wherever my direct to was set. And as you see, as I turn, certainly then you can see that the course is turning properly. Now, this is really a screen from the flight simulator that I have dragged and put on here. And I also dragged the 430 down and put it on here. So these are coming directly from your flight simulator screens. And as you can see, distance to my destination, I'm heading to Buttonville Airport. I've already got it set in here, and you can easily check that by going here. That's my next one. And then the smaller button in the middle, of course, I can start looking at the runways. I can start looking at, well, I can even change the runway from here. 1533 is the most common one that we'll use. I can also take a look at more information like the frequencies. Tower frequency is 124.8, so I can set that over here. 124. I'm not paying attention to my flying, by the way. 124.8. Like that. And now that it shows the 124.8 on my dial, I just go like that, and I'm ready for that frequency as I arrive at Buttonville. And I think Buttonville is probably over here. But let's just have a quick look here. There we go. Yeah, kind of figured it was over that way. And the whole idea of this unit, of course, is to make it more realistic and also to give you the practice of actually clicking things as you would in a normal plane. Hey, I see it up ahead. It's exactly 7 away. It says it right there. But you can see down here estimated time en route. Here you see our ground speed. I mean, these things you should be familiar with if you're going to start using the unit. You probably see them already in the real plane, and now you want to practice them here. All right, and then down here on the 430, I've got it set for COM2, and of course, again, you can flip the frequencies. You've got a CDI needle, etc., and a few other things that are very similar. And it's good to have 2 COM radios, of course, for redundancy, but also to be able to monitor more than one station. So the essence of this, the money that you would spend on this, is to get that real feedback, the outer, the inner, the push button dials. Again, if I go here to the waypoint or go to nearest and push the button in, now I can select from all of those like you would normally would. All right, so these are the things that we want to be able to do, be able to use, because these are the way that you use the real systems. Hey, there's a Buttonville Airport around here somewhere. It's still quite a ways away, but probably off in the distance here. So, you know, there's an old rule, if I follow the highway, I'll find it. But the point is, everybody, that these 2 units make it more real. Now, these are in a stand right now, and this stand is provided by RealSimGear, and they can easily be taken out of there and put into a normal panel. They're only this thick. They have a USB connection to each one, The 530 has its own power supply, and then it has an HDMI connection on the back of each one, so it's another display. And what you need is either 2 extra HDMI ports on your system, or as I've done here, I've just taken an adapter that plugs into USB, and it has 2 HDMI ports on it. And I'll show you that in a still picture in a second here. Alright, that's all I'm going to show you, just to give you an idea how this works. Once you've worked with these types of units on Flight Simulator or in real airplanes, having the actual dials in front of you makes a huge difference in your real flying. I mentioned I would show you this splitter to give us 2 more screens. And what this is this one's from StarTech.com. I got it through Amazon. And what it is, let me just show you this. I'll focus in on it. You can see by this you have 2 HDMI ports, and you have on the other end you have a USB 3.0 connector. It'll still work on the 2.0 USB port. And the whole idea behind it is just to give you 2 more screens, like we've done with the GNS430 and the 530 from RealSimGear. So that's all it is, you guys. It's a simple thing like that. And that's how inexpensive it can be. You don't have to go out and buy yourself a great big, brand new card.